said that Tyler Perry was the first person, I think I've got this right, who paid you what you were worth.
Yeah.
That's a huge statement.
You've been doing this for over 30 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell us about what that realization
It's so
like.
crazy because I actually cried. You know, because what I love about Tyler is not only is he an angel, not only is he a genius, not only is he unapologetic as a leader, but he also makes you feel valued and seen and appreciated. And he goes out of his way to do that. And I think about, like, you know, how people pay it forward. And I don't know if anyone paid it forward to him, but he most certainly pays it forward to everyone else.
Taraji P. Henson just stepped into the fire to defend Tyler Perry against that wild lawsuit filed by actor Dixon. And fans are not here for it. Tyler and Taraji go way back, so no shocker she's riding for him. But the internet, they're dragging her like crazy over this. And it gets worse. Word on the street is that Derek might not be the only one accusing Tyler of shady behavior. Yup, talk is, more young men are coming forward with their own stories. Now Taraji's name is getting caught up in the mess, and she's catching some serious heat for standing by him so hard. So now folks are asking, why is she backing him this hard? What does she know that we don't? Some people are even whispering that she's trying to help Tyler dodge these serious accusations just to keep her movie career smooth and steady. Whew. Even though her support for Tyler might have shocked some people, when you really look at their history, it kinda adds up. They've been working side by side for over 16 years. That's a long time to build a bond, and they've done multiple projects together, including her latest role in Straw, one of Tyler's recent films. So yeah, people are thinking she might be a little too close to be objective. When the news dropped about Dixon's lawsuit, accusing Tyler of some very serious stuff, sources say Taraji snapped. She allegedly called Derek a liar and even claimed he's just another white man trying to bring down a successful black man. That's a bold statement, especially in the middle of all this chaos. Insiders are also saying Taraji's been trash-talking Derek behind the scenes. She allegedly thinks he's just mad because Tyler didn't give him a big role like he expected. Supposedly, she's been telling people that Derek wanted to blow up overnight without putting in the grind, and that he thought his friendship with Tyler would fast-track his fame. Yeah, she called it a friendship. That part got folks raising their eyebrows for real. Taraji's claims might sound logical on the surface, like sure, making it big in Hollywood takes hustle, but fans ain't buying it. They think she's ignoring the bigger picture and defending someone who might be in the middle of a much deeper scandal. And let's be real, that standing by Tyler this tightly is making her look real suspect out here. So check this out. According to Dixon himself, he first met Tyler Perry at an event back in 2019. And get this, Derek says Tyler picked him straight out of the crowd and asked for his number, hinting he had a role in mind for him. That's not something that happens every day, especially not with someone like Tyler Perry. Let's be real.
I read somewhere that Oprah had issued you an apology and Tyler had issued an apology. That's not correct.
No.
The only person that's given you an apology.
You saw it. It's Lee Daniels.
When a powerhouse like Tyler handpicks someone like that, people naturally assume it's for something big. It's not common for top-tier directors to randomly promise a part just for a tiny role, so it's no wonder Derek thought he was about to blow up. But the reality? Way different. That big opportunity turned into a small role in just 2 episodes of Ruthless. Not exactly the breakout moment he imagined. Later, he landed another part on Tyler's other show, The Oval, which was a little better, but still not enough to make him a household name. And now, according to Taraji, this is the moment Derek allegedly started feeling some type of way. She's claiming that's when he turned bitter and that his accusations of inappropriate behavior and misconduct are just him lashing out because things didn't go his way, but people aren't so quick to take that explanation at face value. Now here's where it gets even messier. Fans think there's more to why Taraji's riding so hard for Tyler. See, Tyler's one of the very few major producers in Hollywood who actually pays black actors, especially black women, what they're worth. That's a big deal. Sure, someone like Nique might not agree with that take, but folks like Megan Good have stepped up and said Tyler was the first to pay them fairly. In fact, Megan once said, "Tyler Perry was the first person who paid me what I was worth." That's major. And when you think about it, Taraji might be doing what she's gotta do to keep that check flowing. But hold up, because the street talk says there's even more to this story. Rumor is Tyler gives Taraji special treatment behind the scenes, not just fair pay, but real perks too. Some say he even goes the extra mile to help her out in ways he doesn't do for just anyone. Now here's something a lot of folks don't know. Taraji wasn't even supposed to play Cookie Lion on Empire. That iconic role, it was never written with her in mind. Want to know who the original pick was? Nique. Yes, that Nique. At first, it might sound wild imagining Monique next to Terrence Howard on screen, but the truth is, director Lee Daniels had her in mind from the start. He worked with her on Precious, the same film that allegedly led to her being blackballed by Hollywood, thanks to her drama with Tyler Perry. Y'all already know that beef is messy, so we won't unpack it here. According to Monique, Lee Daniels knew she was perfect for Cookie. He offered her the role directly. But a few days later, things flipped. Lee called her back, apologized, and said people working on the show didn't want her on set. They labeled her as too difficult to work with and straight up refused to film with her. Lee's hands were tied, and just like that, the role slipped out of Monique's grasp. Who ended up landing it? Taraji. And guess what the streets are saying? That Tyler Perry played a big part in making that happen. Word is Tyler stepped in and pulled some strings to get Taraji that role. It was a win-win for him. He iced Monique out and boosted Taraji's career by getting her on one of the hottest shows on TV at the time. That move took Taraji to a whole new level. So yeah, when people ask why Taraji's riding so hard for Tyler right now, that the answer's kind of clear. She's been benefiting from that connection for years. And let's not forget, she recently starred in Tyler's latest film, Straw, which is doing numbers on Netflix. That movie's smashing records, and Taraji's right at the center of it. Bottom line, she's got a whole lot riding on Tyler staying clean and controversy-free. If this lawsuit ruins him, it could drag her down with him. But fans, they ain't having it. She's been catching heavy backlash for defending Tyler. And in a case involving serious accusations like this, people don't take kindly to public figures choosing sides too fast. SA cases are tricky, and it's usually smarter to just fall back and stay quiet. But Taraji didn't get the memo. And honestly, with how disturbing Derek Dixon's claims are, it's not hard to see why folks are furious with her right now. Now, to keep it real, Taraji might not have been totally off when she said Derek expected Tyler to make him a star. Because based on parts of the court docs, that is kind of what it sounds like. In the documents, it says Tyler Perry used his power and success to create a coercive, exploitive dynamic with Derek Dixon, promising to help his career, casting him, even offering to produce his pilot, all that only to flip things when Derek didn't return the same energy. The paperwork claims that when Derek didn't go along with Tyler's alleged advances, things started to get ugly. It accuses Tyler of escalating behavior, including retaliation that messed with Derek's career and pay. All this supposedly went down while Derek was working as a regular on the Oval, where Tyler had full control over who stayed hired, who got paid, and who got new roles. But it doesn't stop there. Derek went all in with his comparisons, naming Tyler right alongside men like Harvey Weinstein, Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, Sean Diddy Combs, Kevin Spacey, and Roger Ailes. He basically said that Tyler's fame and fortune made him feel unstoppable, like he could have whatever and whoever he wanted. And that kind of thinking, according to Derek, led Tyler to believe there were no limits. Derek even broke down when things allegedly took a turn. It started after they met in 2019, and by 2020 he says Tyler invited him over to his home in Atlanta. Now at this point, Derek says he was still trying to stay on Tyler's good side, hoping for more screen time and better roles in his projects. So he accepted the invite. But things allegedly got real weird that night. According to the court files, Derek had too much to drink and ended up crashing in one of Tyler's guest rooms. And that's when he says it happened. Tyler allegedly got into the bed with him and started touching his thighs. Derek says he shut it down immediately, but even after rejecting the move, Tyler allegedly didn't back off. While Derek didn't give an exact timeline for everything, the details suggest it all went down sometime between his small part on Ruthless and before he landed that slightly bigger role on The Oval. So yeah, this lawsuit isn't just a few angry claims, it's packed with major accusations, names, and power moves, and fans are not brushing it off lightly. Derek said that after he turned Tyler down, politely at that, things got strange real quick.
See, when Lee Daniels says to me, because Cookie from the show Empire, I was offered that role. Now Taraji tore it up, baby. Listen here. However, I was offered that. Then Felita called me back and say, baby girl, they said you're too difficult to work with. But you hear on the audio that a man told David Talbert I was difficult to work with.
That's when Tyler suddenly started offering him a more noticeable role on The Oval. It still wasn't a lead, but it was definitely a step up from that blink and you miss it cameo on Ruthless. Derek thought his acting career was finally about to take off. But here's where the story takes another twist. Reports say that right around the time Derek's role got upgraded, Tyler allegedly began sending him suggestive texts, even asking him about his personal preferences and casually mentioning that he'd been with men before, and that's not all. Derek pointed out that his character, Dale, was written as a gay homeless store clerk, someone desperate enough to sleep with others just to have a place to stay. He says Tyler told him straight up that's the exact kind of partner he wanted in real life too, someone who'd be loyal, dependent, and stuck to him no matter what. Now, even though Derek kept rejecting Tyler's alleged advances, He admitted he was seriously nervous about how it might affect his career. I mean, let's be real. Tyler basically controlled whether or not he stayed on the show. Derek didn't want to cause drama or lose his shot in Hollywood, so he tried to handle the situation carefully. He says he respectfully told Tyler that he wasn't cool with anything intimate happening between them, hoping to draw a line without ticking anyone off. But according to Derek, it didn't stop there. Later in 2020, Tyler invited him back to his Atlanta home, and that's when things allegedly got even worse. Derek says Tyler welcomed him in like everything was normal, but then started up some wild talk, asking him if he liked it rough in bed and even grabbing him by the throat while saying, "Look how excited you just got." What? And sadly, it didn't end there either. Derek claims the most disturbing incident happened in June 2021, again at Tyler's Atlanta house. Derek was staying in the guest house, chilling in just his underwear when he says Tyler came in to say goodnight. But instead of a normal goodbye, Derek alleges Tyler pulled down his underwear, touched him inappropriately, and said, "Relax, just let it happen." These are heavy accusations, and if they're true, it paints a seriously dark picture behind the scenes. At first, it looked like things might cool off. Derek says he tried to shut things down by simply switching the subject. He didn't want to make it a bigger deal than it already was. But things took a wild turn when Derek came with receipts. That's right, he dropped screenshots of texts between him and Tyler, and let's just say they didn't look good. These messages showed a side of Tyler folks weren't ready for. In one text, Tyler asked, What's it going to take for you to have guiltless, and then hinted at therapy, asking if Derek had found that yet. Yes, he actually wrote that. Then, out of nowhere, he added something random about a Geo Metro car, which only made things even more awkward. Derek fired back with a joke, saying the only way to be free from guilt was giving up my religious guilt and becoming a Buddhist. Tyler responded with, "Unfortunately, Derek, I have friends in their 50s and 60s who are still dealing with that, it's so sad." Then added, "You can have freedom from religious guilt and still believe in Christ." Like, what was even going on in that convo? In another text, Tyler said, "Nice. Santa Monica is nice. I'm glad you're going out there. How is your no? Is it stronger?" Clearly, he was trying to see how firm Derek's boundaries were. Derek replied, "Yes, it's strong. My mom literally thinks I'm going to sell my soul to the Illuminati. She heard Kanye say it's real." Tyler wrote back, "Well, I don't think that, but I do think that you have to be able to say no and mean it and make it clear." Then Derek joked, "I only say yes if it gets me an Oscar. Just kidding." Tyler answered, "Well, the only one who could have gotten that for you threw in prison. So just stick to the no unless you're really into him." That one really had people talking. And it didn't stop there. In another message, Tyler wrote, "I would hope that you would let someone hold you and make love to you. You are missing the best years of your life, my friend. Trust me. I hope you get past that block in your mind soon." Fans reading all this were shocked. These weren't texts from a regular director checking in with a coworker. These were deeply personal and suggestive. And just when you thought it couldn't get any more uncomfortable, Derek says Tyler got even more aggressive as time went on. The more Derek shut it down, the harder Tyler allegedly came at him. According to Derek, Tyler began asking him intimate questions, including what his role was during personal encounters. Yup, even asking whether he was a top or a bottom. The messages didn't stop at just being suggestive. They got explicit. Tyler allegedly started getting real personal, even explaining what certain bedroom roles meant, and flat out asked Derek whether he preferred to give or receive during intimate moments. Then he dropped another shocker, telling Derek he'd been with men before and that he was a top. But it gets even messier. Tyler allegedly told Derek something wild, that when you have a big one and hit the right spot, bottoms go crazy. Yes, that's what he allegedly said. Fans could not believe it when those words came to light, and Tyler didn't stop there. Derek says Tyler opened up even more, telling him he didn't have time for a full-on relationship, but was looking for something more casual. Tyler allegedly said he wanted a man who was already in a relationship with someone else, but who would still be emotionally connected to him while being physically involved too. Basically, he was talking about a low-key, friends with benefits setup. Nothing serious, just vibes and physical stuff. This is beyond messy. No wonder fans are side-eyeing Taraji so hard for standing by Tyler during all this chaos. But on the flip side, it looks like Taraji still truly believes in her friend. She seems convinced that whatever happened between Tyler and Derek was mutual, and that Derek only started speaking out because he didn't get what he wanted out of the connection. Whether that's true or not, one thing's crystal clear: Taraji is riding hard for Tyler no matter what. She's staying 10 toes down, even while the drama gets hotter by the day. But what about y'all? Is this loyalty or just denial? Do you think Taraji's backing him because of trust? or because she's trying to protect her own spotlight? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and sound off, then go hit that next video, because this story, it's far from over.